Oh my goodness. What an absolutely wild, freaking beautiful-ish show.
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
What a glorious moment to all that, of course, are actually paying attention to what's going on and got an iota of truth from the President of the United States, as, of course, right now the corporate media is having an absolute meltdown, along with the Southern Poverty Law Center that, by the way, slandered and lied about us extensively for the last 20 fricking years. And it's really kind of incredible. I want to go through some of the memes here because I think we went through, one of the most so far important moments of Donald Trump's presidency. And it's a pretty epic one, as news organizations, if you could even call them that, propaganda outlets that want to keep the status quo of the establishment steady and where it is right now, are literally saying, oh no, this is not a safe place for world leaders. Gut! Truly, I think we have reached an epic moment that is worth memeing, that is worth talking about, as of course now there's songs being made to this particular moment, and it's just a glorious moment, to say the least.
Welcome to the White House, is something I want to show you. White people being slaughtered, what the hell you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? As truly, this is a very serious topic, and we have conducted multiple serious interviews, even investigations in places like Zimbabwe, and we're going to be talking about that and a lot more, all extensively, with a deeper dive here to what it really all means here on this YouTube channel. So subscribe, click the notification button, as truly, my goodness, golly gracious. The moment that we're living in, I would argue, is one of the most entertaining moments of our particular lifetime, as President Donald Trump welcomed the South African president to the White House. He had him in the Oval Office, and he told everyone, now we're going to turn off the lights, and we have something for you to see here. And he played this clip that the White House just posted on social media, as a lot of people are saying President Trump never disappoints. He's on full savage mode, as we had Viva Frey say, this is undoubtedly one of the single greatest moments in presidential history. Donald Trump asked what it would take for him to believe that there is no, quote, white genocide going on in South Africa. President of South Africa offers a preposterous answer. Donald Trump then plays 5 minutes of South African political leaders calling to take out and end the lives of white farmers. The body language here that was exhibited here. Ooh, this is a big one. And this really does speak volumes to the conversation that so many people tried to deny. So many people tried to, of course, postpone, tried to stop, tried to obscure, and there's still big efforts there. I mean, right now what the corporate media is doing is just absolutely sick here. As, of course, I've been talking about this for quite a while. We just did a deep dive with Anton from landofbiltong.com about his experiences in South Africa, where he was talking about how he couldn't run a business because he was white. Elon Musk came out and said, I can't operate Starlink in South Africa because I'm white. And that's the type of discrimination. 140 plus discriminatory laws in South Africa, including the ones that now include the South African government's ability to take away your land without compensation because of the skin color that you were born to. I actually did investigations into what happened to Zimbabwe, as of course Zimbabwe is essentially the kind of precursor to a plan that they implemented that truly South Africa looks like they are following through on and just copying the notes of. It went tragically in South Africa, and it went tragically in Zimbabwe. And when I was there, I talked to white farmers that were prosecuted, that were punished simply because of the skin color that they had here. And this is one reason why there was massive amounts of hyperinflation inside of Africa, predominantly because they said, you know what, we're just going to racially discriminate against people with the way that they were born, and that didn't work out for us. And then there was no food, then there was no ability for people to actually produce stuff, and then they said, you know what, hey, white farmers, please come back. We'll pay you to please come back. And a lot of them have not come back. And again, doing some of these investigations, finding out what I found out on the ground there was truly crazy. And this is why the corporate media now trying to obstruct everything here is really telling. There's a lot more memes that I want to show you because we could laugh about this. But this is a serious situation, especially when you talk to Anton, when you talk to some of the people that were really affected by all of this. And top of Google News right now, ABC News, Trump confronts South Africa's president, Oval Office, pushes claim. He didn't push a claim. He showed a video that clearly represented politicians from South Africa literally saying that they should execute and take the lives of white people. And again, the news coverage here is just so awful, so bad here. Axios here, as posted by Brandon Morello, says, I fixed this for you. And their original headline is Trump Oval Office is a danger zone for world leaders. Good. We saw what happened to Volodymyr Zelensky. We're seeing what's happening to the South African president. And I think having these types of conversations are more important than ever. But there's a slurry of media organizations like CNN that are literally going out of their way to say, no, that didn't happen. No way, no way. And this is why this moment when Donald Trump shoved the evidence in the South African president's face where it's no longer undeniable. It's deniable for the corporate media. CNN, my goodness, their coverage of this, we'll play their clip here, is just absolutely freaking ridiculous. Before playing this CNN clip, which is trying to excuse the chant, kill the Boer, is just wild. We're working on a shirt that says Boer Lives Matter, and it's going to be one of the shirts that we're going to be releasing soon on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, where you could also get the shirt that I'm wearing right now. As of course, a lot of leftists, a lot of liberal woke ideology literally is trying to convince us, and they said math is a racist construct, and therefore 2 + 2 does equals 5. That's literally, we have to diversify, equitize math, and therefore we have to say 2 + 2 is 5. This was many years ago. There's still woke institutions that promote and propel this message here, and I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's crazy. And I was like, I'm just going to make a shirt, and I'm just going to say 2 + 2 equals 5, you bigot. It's a reference to, of course, 1984. We got a lot of shirts talking about 1984 as well. And you just type in bigot into the search here, and the T-shirt pops up. So that's one of the many T-shirts. This T-shirt was banned, by the way, by our previous T-shirt producer. That was a producer for T-shirts, for a lot of different companies globally. And they censored this. So there's a bunch of shirts that they censored. We bring them back. You know why? Because we're consistent. So just type in bigot here into thebestpoliticalshirts.com or 1984. We got a lot of great 1984 shirts that also are great here. I really loved reading that book and being able to have some of the merchandise that represents these ideas, like Make Orwell Fiction Again, I think are great. And I think we really need to start having some real serious conversations. We also have a shirt that says Slavic Lives Matter. We're going to have one coming out later on today, Boer Lives Matter. And truly, I think it's important to represent your cause, represent your ideology, represent who you really are, truthfully and honestly, to the general public. As, of course, there is a whole concerted effort right now. There's a reason the corporate media is freaking out, trying to control the narrative right now, and why Donald Trump broke them and broke the narrative. So, good on for Donald Trump doing that. It's an epic moment. It's an important moment, and I think it's one of the most important moments of our time. To say, yeah, you know what? We are going to have some discussions. We are going to have some conversations that are a little bit, inconvenient to have, that aren't as comfortable to have here. Because you know what? Life isn't all about saying, oh, no, nothing's bad happening, covering your eyes and putting your head in the sand. No, life is about living it. It's about making bold statements. Make the biggest bold statements on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And by also getting a shirt, you support this independent media network and organization. We definitely do appreciate your support, and it's needed now more than ever. Now, CNN literally is trying to run defense for the term kill the Boer. If you think that they haven't gone too far, if you think that if you think they haven't gone past jumping the shark, this is one of their moments where they absolutely have just lost it, in my opinion.
Larry, has been debate over that song, that anti-apartheid chant.
Oh, yeah, there's a debate over it. It says kill the Boer. Where is the debate? they're not talking about little piglets, okay? They're talking about white farmers. There's a debate. No, just because they said kill the Boer doesn't mean they said kill the Boer. Are you kidding me?
Right, and for people who don't have a historical context, it does potentially appear more literal.
It appears literal. It says kill the Boer. How less literal do you want to get? Okay.
Talk to us about the debate that has happened inside of South Africa with the recognition of how it appears to people when they hear those words.
Yeah, how does it appear when someone says kill the Boer? Oh, that means they want to kill the Boer. Duh. You chubby frickin' nutcase. Lunatic. Crazy people here. Crazy. Oh, no. He didn't mean kill them. He just said kill them. Yeah.
It is an inflammatory song, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, you don't say so. Really? Is it? Oh, you're being inflammatory. Oh, who would have thought? CNN. No, there's a debate.
And many in South Africa, even black South Africans, don't think it should be sung.
Yeah, I wonder why. If you had in America a song, kill the ethnic minority of, let's just say, oh, Asian, oh, black, oh, Jew, oh, anything, okay? Bangladeshi, oh, Indian, oh, kill the anything. That's not acceptable, okay? You should have free speech to say whatever you want, but then it comes into a level of threat and violence, which this clearly is because it's matched with actions that are sponsored by the state that literally sent hit squads and mercenaries out to these white farms to torture and hurt and maim and to take the lives of all of these people.
In a post-apartheid world, 30 years plus after apartheid, but there are many who grew up under those years of white minority rule who understand the historical context of this song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer, that Julius Malema has made popular again. It sort of fell into disuse. It's not been that commonly sung after the end of apartheid in 1994, but it's brought it back again to reanimate the issue of the majority of land in South Africa still being owned by white farmers.
Yeah, it's an animation, yeah. It's clear as day exactly what it is here, and it's pretty obvious. As Mike Cernovich says, notice how they cite the SPLC and other Marxist groups which work in South Africa to promote genocide. Anti-white hatred is a worldwide goal of these organizations. Now, there's a reason why they're freaking out here, because they have a narrative that they've been running with saying white people, they're the evildoers. They're the ones always discriminating people. They're the ones always hurting people. And therefore, because the white people are the most awful, bad people in the world, it's not that they could be discriminated. It's not like there could be racism done against them. It's absolutely insanity. It's absolutely crazy to think that that's not the case here, since, of course, there's racism, there's hatred. But for you to come with this bold claim saying, if you're white, you don't ever face racism, is insane. It's crazy. And there have been very overt, institutionalized forms of discriminatory racism placed up against white people that also face a subliminal, subconscious attack on their character and their representation in almost all forms of media. You look at TV commercials, you look at TV shows, you look at movies, and there is always this kind of running tagline: the fat, stupid, ugly, pathetic white father. And the narratives, specifically about people of color, are a little bit different now. They're very different, as, of course, who are the villains, usually? Who are the heroes? And I don't think a lot of this is done by accident. I think there's a big coordinated agenda by some powerful people to push racial divides and to push a divide and conquer agenda that, of course, has people at odds with each other. And this kind of representation of white people, especially in media, has been disgusting. It's been sick. You can't turn on any type of show without seeing a lot of this racial, divisive nonsense and bullcrap out there. And this is why the South African issue is so important, because it's not just these white farmers that are being represented. It's white people in general that there's a huge subsection of people believe deserve to be punished, or believe that when they do get punished, that it doesn't really happen because they're white and they had things that allowed them to never ever face any kind of real prosecution or discrimination. And again, that's nonsense. That's googly that's deranged forms of thinking that are absolutely insane. Forbes. Trump argues with South African president falsely claiming genocide of white farmers. He didn't falsely claim it. He's literally talking about the laws on the books there. ABC News, President Trump and South African president engage in a back and forth at the White House. Trump, unfounded claims of genocide. Unfounded claims? Really? You think they're unfounded? The guy literally played the video of all of this happening. And again, CNN here, President Trump pushed unsubstantiated claims. The hell are you talking about unsubstantiated? Again, this is disinformation, and a lot of people are just playing the videos. And a lot of this propaganda isn't working. It used to work. It used to work where they control the narrative. They no longer do. And I think the Trump presidential election victory highlights that. It shows that. As a lot of people are saying, he literally showed video evidence. People don't hate CNN enough. Unsubstantiated, but with videos? Apparently a stack of documents, news reports, eyewitness accounts. Did you want him to drag in a dead body or something? Yeah. Yeah, CNN, what do you want? Huh? What did you want? Another person, and this is why CNN's ratings are pure dog-ish. President Trump literally showed the video of it happening. This is why everyone hates you. Again, it's absolutely crazy. What are they saying? It's deep fakes here, and again, ridiculous here. It's good to see a lot of this propaganda kind of falling flat, but this propaganda is coordinated with a lot of the kind of dehumanizing agendas, narratives that are constantly being played and replayed to people to affect them subconsciously. And we see a lot of this marketing especially be very true with white women that are prone and trained and keep receiving this message of, yeah, fathers ain't, and men, boys, all of them, they're just all horrible people. There's a thing called toxic femininity that is spreading all throughout social media. I actually did a video about this with my friend Owen Cook, where we talked about this extensively, as I argued that, hey, I think there's an argument to make here, specifically about the kind of brainwashing that a lot of women are going through that is absolutely brutal. Here's the video. It says men are clueless about the brainwashing that they are up. My friend Owen actually brought me on stage to talk about this. And I think that the kind of clips that he played, specifically with just the narratives that are being run, are just absolutely just shocking. And this is preventing people from being able to procreate. This is preventing people from being able to, of course, have families, to have children. And this type of insanity, I think, needs to be called out in a real, honest way and perspective. Now, the memes here at least are great, without getting too serious here. But there is a dehumanist agenda meant out there to divide us amongst our gender, divide us amongst our identity, divide us based on our things. And again, South Africa's answer to what they claim was racism is more racism. That's not the way to deal with these types of situations. I think laughing at them, mocking them, that is the true power. That's what they're afraid of. Having the evidence presented right to people's faces and then having them say, no, that happened. Oh, no, that's not happening. It's not happening. And guess what? It is. It's pretty clear as day it is. If you agree, share this video. Let's look at some of the memes here. As this one's a pretty interesting post saying, imagine hearing the president of the United States say, turn down the lights. I want to show you something. In the presence of Elon Musk. Oh, goodness gracious. The memes here are just absolutely spectacular. And the memes here are just golden. This is going to be a meme with us for a while. Hey, turn on the lights. I want to show you something. And then a lot of people are showing a lot of the kind of crazy images here of everything that's unfolding. The internet is undefeated. The corporate media has lost their narrative because, again, they keep saying, oh, it's unsubstantiated. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. Pretty clear as day, it does exist. It does happen. If you agree, get this video out there. Get a shirt. Be bold. Start speaking your truth. Don't let anyone or anything stop you from being able to represent yourself in a full, honest, real way. Thebestbloggershorts.com. Get them while supplies last. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.